Good day, everyone. This is Romeo Fernando Jr., your discussant for essential elements of the portfolio and stages in implementing portfolio assessment, the last portion of Chapter 6. To give an overview, this is the list of essential elements of the portfolio. We have cover letter, table of contents, entries, dates, drafts, and reflections. To further elaborate, the first one is the cover letter. It contains the summary of evidences of the student's learning and progress. It is usually written at the end but put at the beginning of the portfolio. The second one is the table of contents. It is a list of entries that is usually found on the page before the start of the portfolio. It gives the reader the overview of the portfolio's content, and moreover, it allows reader to go directly to a specific entry. The third essential element are the entries, or the content itself. It includes the core and optional entries. The core entries contains items that the students must include. It will provide the common base from which to make decisions on assessment. On the other hand, optional entries are the items that will allow students to display uniqueness. It includes the best piece or the item that gave trouble to the students. From the name itself, it is optional. The portfolio must include dates and drafts. The purpose of including dates and drafts is to facilitate the proof of growth over time. For the last element, we have reflections. It explains the significance of individual work samples. It takes us inside someone else's thinking and capture the best and worst moments of the learning process. In addition to that, it provides a powerful conclusion to the story told by the portfolio. Moving on, we have the stages in implementing portfolio assessment. The first stage is identifying the teaching goals to assess through portfolio. The first step of organizing portfolio assessment is to establish the teaching goals. These goals will guide the selection and assessment of students. It clarifies what the teacher hopes to achieve in teaching. The second stage is introducing the idea of portfolio assessment to your class. When I was in high school, we were told by our teacher to create a portfolio. We were instructed to compile our activities and just told to be creative. We were not informed about the significance of our portfolio, so it was made only for compliance and not for learning. This stage is very important for the students to know the significance of what they are doing, or at least familiarize themselves about the concept of portfolio assessment. The third stage is the specification of portfolio content. At this stage, the teacher will specify the content of the portfolio for both core and optional entries and how it will be assessed. Moving on, the fourth stage is about giving clear and detailed guidelines for portfolio assessment. The teacher must set clear guidelines and detailed information on how the portfolios will be presented. The fifth stage is informing key school officials, parents, and other stakeholders. Personally, this stage is somewhat irrelevant because of the student-centered learning implemented in K-12. And the students is expected to create something to support their learning. The sixth and last stage is the development of the portfolio. Since portfolios are essentially done by the students outside the regular class time, we need to ensure that indeed the portfolio represents the student's work and accomplishment. In order to do this, require that some items be done completely in class. or by joining or initiating a support group to discuss questions with colleagues as they arise, or by the student-teacher dialogue and conference with other teachers in relation to the task of preparing the portfolio. It is necessary to stress the importance of reflection and self-assessment while preparing the portfolio itself, since these are essentially new skills for the students. There are certain essential questions that the teachers can use to guide students in reflection and self-assessment, such as, what did I learn from this activity? Which is my best piece? How can I improve this? This can be done by class brainstorming or in pairs. In conclusion, portfolio is one of the creative ways to assess our students. As a future educator, let us keep in mind that the purpose of initiating this output is to monitor the learning progress of our students and not only for the sake of compliance. And that's all for our report. Thank you for listening.